Welcome to Knot Wars, where we pit fishing's best knots in a head-to-head competition to determine which knots you can count on. Each week we tie and test two of the world's strongest knots. The loser goes home, the winner advances to the next round of competition where it faces another tough competitor. All Knot Wars will be conducted with the following lines: 15-pound Berkeley Trilene Transoptic Monofilament, 14-pound Berkeley Fireline in Flame Green, and Trilene 100% fluorocarbon in 15-pound test. Last week, in a tough battle, the reverse improved Clinch beat the 3G knot in the current line to lure category. Now if you missed last week's show, here's how you tie the reverse improved Clinch. This knot starts with the tag end running through the hook eye twice. And leaving yourself plenty of line to work with, run it back up the main line. From the top down, make 6 wraps around both lines, then run the tag end through the loop formed between the first and second wraps. Tighten first by pulling on the tag end to form the knot, then after moistening the knot with a bit of saliva, carefully draw it down to the hook. Now you see why it's called a reverse improved Clinch? That's because the wraps start above the hook and go down versus the standard version of the knot where it starts at the hook and goes up. That's the reverse improved Clinch. Now the second competitor today is called the Porter knot. It was a knot submitted by Jeff Anderson of Illinois. A second version of the knot was submitted by Bill Fitzgerald of Arkansas. Bill's version featured 9 wraps versus 5, but we're going to use the 5-wrap version in this competition. Here's how you tie the Porter knot. Start the Porter knot by doubling the main line, and then you run the doubled line through the hook eye. Make 5 wraps around the doubled lines, run the loop between the hook eye and the first wrap, moisten and draw tight. Now 2 notes about this knot. It's essentially the Clinch knot tied with a double line. It's also tough to cinch down, so practice a little bit, but it is strong enough to beat the reverse improved Clinch. Let's find out. Well, I've got the trusty knot testing machine already set up. Our current leader, the reverse improved Clinch, here is on the left. Our challenger, the Porter knot, is on the right. Here goes. Oh, 20.2. Well, we have a winner. The reverse improved Clinch has beat the Porter knot primarily because the Porter knot struggled with braid. But look at these scores with monofilament. In fact, the Porter knot's one of the strongest knots I've ever tied with mono or fluorocarbon, and I highly recommend you practice it. But it's the reverse improved Clinch that moves on to next week, where it faces the tough triple loop knot. By the way, if you'd like to practice the Porter knot, the reverse improved Clinch, or any of the knots featured in Knot Wars, simply visit fishingclub.com and click on Knot Wars. Knot Wars, because no good fish story ends in a broken knot.